Hello. You just reached MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Your patience while holding is appreciated. Our representatives are working hard to get you closer to the guys on top of the pit boxes, over the wall, and on your radio dial. Thank you for holding. You are now being connected to your hosts, Tony Rizzuti and Kid Cruz.
Welcome to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. I am Tony Rizzuti. Welcome to the final show of 2017 for us. I'm joined by a guy who has been one hell of a co-host, a guy I never dreamed I'd ever get to work with, was a huge fan of his back in Orlando in the 1990s, used to go to all of his remotes, big fan. We finally got to work together. It's been a dream come true. Say hello to Kid Cruz.
Thank you. You're buttering me up. You're sending me out with like a big head here.
It's been a fun year.
We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, challenging but fun.
I appreciate the opportunity, and I don't know how we made it through the season without getting canceled, but we did it.
We did.
We did it.
We did do it. We'll see about 18.
Right. Right.
But it's still 17, so we'll continue to give you a great quality program. As always, join the conversation. Tweet us at MRN Radio. That's our handle. Please use the hashtag AskMRN. That's how we can track it, keep it all together, know what's going on. We have the fan forum hotline, 1-844-4-ASK-MRN. Yeah, we love to hear those. We will answer any of your feedback.
Yep.
As always, we'd love to hear your feedback with the survey, MRN.com survey. Get that free hero card. They're going quick. Only a few left, so jump in there and give us your feedback for next year. Do you want to see the show next year? Let us know. Today, great show for you. I mean, if you're going to go out in style,
Go
right?
out with a bang. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Our first crew call of the day is going to be over to Joe Gibbs Racing, the latest winner in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, crew chief Jason Ratcliff on the program. Going to be great to talk to him. Matt Kenseth gets the win, special paint scheme coming up, going out in style, and we got him.
I'm excited. I've always been a fan of Jason. I've always enjoyed watching him win. Lots of wins over the years in various series in NASCAR.
Yeah, it's a great get from producer Daryl Smith, so we're excited to talk to him. And then we're going to talk to the guy, I think we got to call him our guest of the year, because he always brings the energy. He loves the game show. He promotes the heck out of us. Mike Bagley.
The Bagman.
On the program. I think it's his third or fourth appearance.
I believe so, and he's already down in Miami, right?
Yeah.
He's already probably hanging at South Beach with some
we'll talk to the Bagman. That's going to be great. And then we'll play our final version of 5 On, 5 Off.
Yeah.
Category champions.
Okay.
Champions, the category could go anywhere. But it's that time of day where we check into our country roots. Kid Cruz with our crew cut of the week from NASCAR USA, Brett Young.
Yeah, Brett Young has had a heck of a year. He's been in Nashville for probably about 4.5 years, but 2017 has been a huge year for him. In case you didn't know, is the single, right? There's a big song, and Like I Love You is racing up the charts. He's among this newer crop of solo male artists coming into country now that have a college sports background. Like Chris Lane, there's a few of them out there. I believe Dylan Scott may fall into that category. They got injured in college, somehow transitioned to writing and recording and becoming the emerging country stars. So we asked Brett, how did you make that transition from injured college baseball star to a country superstar in the making?
Yeah, for me, I had always loved music, and specifically country music, and I went to a Christian school, and so in high school I did lead a little worship, so there was a little bit of a background there, but when I hurt myself, the decision was kind of, I want to do something that I am passionate about, and if it can't be baseball, I got to figure out what that is, because I've got way too much, call it ADD or whatever, to ever think about sitting behind a desk. It would drive me crazy, and so I needed to find something, and the only thing that I could think of that ever made me as happy as sports did was music. And at about that time, Gavin DeGraw came out with his first record called Chariot, and I fell in love with that, and I started thinking to myself, there's got to be a hybrid between what Gavin's doing and what's on country radio right now, because those are the two things that I gravitated towards. And so it was a couple of years of a learning curve trying to figure out how to mesh those two things, but that was kind of the place I was in and why it became music for me.
That's Brett Young, and if you listen to his album, he's kind of a Gavin DeGraw of country.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah.
We were talking about this being a champion broadcast. He's really been a champion for Brett as well, like a big influence
Oh yeah,
on him
yeah,
in his
yeah.
career
It's
and helping
weird
him
that
out.
that was like his influence when he started to write, and they've become buds now.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So we'll have more with Brett Young this weekend on NASCAR USA on stations all around the country. Go to MRN.com, click on the stations tab, and search for a radio station near you that's airing NASCAR USA.
Great stuff as always, Kid. All right, it's time to take that first break of the day. When we come back, we will talk to the latest winning crew chief in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, Jason Ratcliff. Matt Kenseth, crew chief, is next here on Crew Call.
Make your holiday meal magnificent with a mouth-watering Duroc ham or premium beef rib roast from Creekstone Farms. And now for a limited time, Creekstone Farms is offering 15% off when you use the promo code MRNROAST. Log on to creekstonefarms.com to order your show-stopping dinner centerpiece today. Use promo code MRNROAST on any holiday ham or roast purchase of $100 or more to get 15% off. That's promo code MRNROAST at creekstonefarms.com. Good while supplies last.
So what are your favorite drivers really thinking? We'll tell you each weekday on NASCAR Today, midday.
Getting married has been incredible. I wish I had figured all this out sooner.
Get the latest news from the sport and the opinions of NASCAR's biggest stars.
Changing over to Ford will open up some opportunities and possibilities and some just pure potential for the team.
That's NASCAR Today, midday. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
It's time to start pouring concrete, and the Housby mixer system is ready for the job. The Housby mixer system was created specifically with the driver in mind. All controls and specs are completely customizable to your operations. Our durable, driver-friendly mixer can be mounted on all truck types, and our expert support is second to none. On-site and live phone support is just a phone call away. For more information, visit Housby.com. Housby, an official sponsor of NASCAR for over 40 years.
This is MRN Crew Call. For English, press 1. Hello, we're chuffed to pieces you've dropped by, love. We have more bits and bobs in stores. We chinwag with these two cheeky blokes. Here's Tony and Kid.
Welcome back to the show, Graham. I always loved that one. Remember Ray Evernham when he was our guest was like, that's really great. The English version, the true English version. Kid Cruz, Tony Rizzuti with you. Welcome back to the program. We'll be talking to Jason Ratcliff in a little bit. We talk about this being Matt Kenseth's final race as far as we know.
Right.
He's announced he doesn't have anything set up for 2018, planning to take the year off and then see where it goes. We saw the same thing with Greg Biffle, and we haven't seen him back, so that could be the last race for Matt Kenseth. But the biggest, another guy that'll be making his final run, Dale Jr.
Yeah.
Final race for him. Did you see the Budweiser thing they put out? His career, man, it had all the emotions, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I saw the clip. Everyone's been sharing it. It's been all through my feed, my Facebook feed. So, yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be an emotional weekend down in Homestead-Miami. And a guy who's probably going to have some emotions up on top of the pit box is our next guest here on Crew Call. He's the crew chief of the number 20 DeWalt Toyota this weekend at Homestead-Miami Speedway. He is Jason Ratcliff. Jason, thanks for making time for us.
Yeah, man, you bet. How you guys doing today?
Man, we are fantastic. Congrats on the huge win at Phoenix. What was going through your mind when you saw the checkered flag wave for the old 20 car?
Oh man, a lot of things. Relief, number one, just finally getting to a checkered flag without getting a late race caution. Being able to close the deal, and one thing that the 20 team wanted the most, closing the season out here, was to get back to victory lane with Matt. And so to be able to do that was a huge accomplishment, and also a very emotional day for us, and glad to get that done, and hopefully we can do it again this week.
Yeah, you talk about that relief going into this final race. Obviously the goal, let's go out in style, let's get a win for Matt, for yourself, for everybody that works on that team. Now that you have that win, does it take a little bit of the pressure off for Homestead to where, as a group, you guys can really enjoy kind of this final race as a team?
I think it does. Being able to get that win last week, not that we won't, go to Homestead and still try to do the same, but it does, knowing that last week was such a big celebration and a perfect way to, close out what's been a huge run for Matt and the 20 team over the last 5 years. I think it'll make Homestead even more special. Getting that win last week, we can go down there and really have a lot of fun and just really close out what's been an awesome run for Matt.
Jason, I was listening to an interview with Mike Wheeler, of course, crew chief for Denny Hamlin. I was listening to that this morning. Obviously, he's not going down to run for a championship, but he's like, obviously, we owe our sponsors. We want to win. We would love to be in victory lane. And if Kyle Busch places second, if he's behind us, hey, that's pretty good. Is that realistic? If you guys are going for a win and it's coming down between you and Kyle Busch for the victory, are you going to move out of the way and let him win? Are you content? Can you get away with allowing him to finish second?
Oh, absolutely. I think for us, I feel the same way. We want to go down there and, if we can get a win with Matt, another win with Matt, especially with DeWalt on the car and a special commemorative paint scheme this week, we want to obviously see Kyle win that championship. And if there's something we can, do as a teammate, then obviously we'll do that. But we're still racing, the 20 team's still racing to win with Matt, and so we're going to close it out strong, and if we can do that, that's what we're going to do for sure.
Yeah, that was Mike's thoughts. He was like, I'll do whatever we can to help him win, to help him win the championship, but I'm going for that victory, and he could be number 2, and we'll all be happy. So congratulations again, spectacular win. It must have been an emotional roller coaster the last few laps there at Phoenix. You guys were ecstatic. The 11 team devastated. Are you guys all riding back on the same plane when you go from Phoenix to Charlotte? What was that like?
Well,
did you get to celebrate and pop any bottles, or?
We have 2 planes, and I felt really bad for Wills and for Denny and for that whole 11 team. They, the first portion of that race, actually the first half, they did what they needed to do in both stages to, close that gap and tie it up on points. So it was just down to racing head-to-head with, the 2 or the 21, whichever team it might be. I thought they really executed flawlessly, and to see it in that way was very disappointing. But, yeah, we celebrated pretty hard on the plane we were on. Our plane was a little bit later. We got out of there late after all the celebrations. But, man, we had a good time all the way back to, I think we landed about 2 a.m., and everybody was still, having a good time at that, that early in the morning.
Let's talk about Homestead-Miami Speedway. Obviously, this is a track that gives you a lot of options as a crew chief, a lot of options for the driver. 3 distinct racing grooves. All of them work there. We see great racing there. What do you need at Homestead-Miami to be fast? What's the key to that track?
Well, I think the beginning of the run on new tires, you have to be fast enough to maintain your track position. But really, I think the cars that shine are the ones that are good once the tires get old, and you have to start running high against the fence, and the driver that can manage it throughout a long run. And we see a lot of green flag runs there. So you'll have comers and goers, all night or during the day, and then it cools off later into the evening. But I think having a good long run car, but not one that takes off so slow on the front side that you lose track position, I feel like that's the key. The track it's a lot like Darlington in the way you really manage your tires, and you'll have a lot of different lanes you can run when the tires are fresh. But once they start wearing out, getting up against the fence, trying to find some grip up there, I think that's going to be the key.
Obviously, this will be your last race as crew chief for Matt. Matt's basically said, I don't really have anything for next year. This could be it for me. We know you're not coming back to that team as a crew chief, but there are some reports out there of what you might be doing next year. Is there anything you can tell us publicly as to what your plans are for next year?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to down the street to the JGR Xfinity shop and be working with Christopher Bell.
Oh, very cool.
Really excited about that. I think just in the short period of time that Christopher's been racing in the Xfinity cars, he's had a lot of success, and we've seen what he's capable of doing. So it'll be different for me. It'll be a different schedule, a different pace, which I'm kind of looking forward to. A few Sundays off, and but just a completely different challenge and a great opportunity for me to go down there and work with those guys.
Yeah, I think that's huge for you. Obviously, Christopher Bell's shown a ton of talent. I think he could be one of the real future stars of this sport. Be able to team up with you, and you kind of guide him through that process. Should be a lot of fun. Plus, you can have some Sundays off.
That's
kick
right.
back with the family, catch up on a little NFL football, have that normal life again, right?
That's right. Yeah, for a little while anyway.
Well, awesome stuff. It was an incredibly emotional weekend at Phoenix. The fans were going crazy. It was good to see Matt in Victory Lane. I mean, if you're going to go out in style. You guys certainly have done that. You got one more chance to do it again, but we know you're super busy. We appreciate your time coming here. You've always been great for the MRN guys, especially the pit guys, giving us information and helping us out during the broadcast. So we wish you the best of luck this weekend at Homestead-Miami. Maybe get that 20 car in Victory Lane one more time.
Yep, that's the plan. I appreciate it, guys. It was good talking to you today.
All right, there he is, Jason Ratcliff.
Cool.
What a great story. I mean, I think the only thing that would top maybe Kenseth getting one more win and going out with style would be if Junior could get that final win and kind of be fair for both people who came in together. Think about that. The 8 to 17 battled so hard in what was the Busch Series. They go into Cup kind of together. The careers of it'd be fairy tale.
It'd be exciting. It'd be a great story. Highly unlikely. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Well, I'm going to have to find out then who you like. We'll find that out with Kid Cruz later. But when we come back, the Bagman, he's already down in South Beach, probably sunning himself.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, hey.
Down there. We'll talk to him coming up when we return here on MRN Crew Call.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcast elevates your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
Danica Patrick to the front of the field at Talladega. They are side by side behind her. Jimmy Johnson.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
It's Rob Tanner, host of America's Tailgate Party, NASCAR USA. Join us every weekend as we get you set for NASCAR racing with 2 hours of the hottest hits in country music. The Motor Racing Network's Woody Kane is here with NASCAR news, and MRN pit reporter Steve Post stops by to talk a little racing. We'll have features and highlights you can't get anywhere else, so be here each weekend for NASCAR USA on the Motor Racing Network.
Hi, this is Woody Kane.
Give title and show name. Don't forget the sponsor.
Host of MRN Motorsports Monday, presented by Outback Steakhouse.
Come on, introduce your co-host. Tell them where to find us.
Log on to MRN.com and Facebook to join Joey Meyer and I as we talk. What are you doing?
I'm spotting you through this promo.
I got it.
Okay.
As we talk the latest news, and...
See? You wouldn't have crashed if you listened to your spotter.
Okay. Join MRN Motorsports Monday, presented by Outback Steakhouse, every Monday at noon or anytime on demand at MRN.com.
Thank you for joining MRN Crew Call. If you know your party's extension, please send it along. I haven't been to a good one in years. Now here's Tony and Kid.
Welcome back to the program. MRN Crew Call is the name. Kid Cruz, Tony Rizzuti have the game.
Sure.
I don't know. It's the final show.
He's getting them all out. It's the last show of the year.
Robbie Mays Hayes, who sits just off to my right here, gave me that look like, really? Really? That's where you go? It's the last show here, Robbie.
I think you actually woke him up.
No, he's on the game, man. He had that picture of Kenseth car, which looks sharp. Man, the throwback cars this weekend.
Sharp.
Going to have all the emotions going. A lot of fun. South Beach is where it's all going to happen. Homestead-Miami Speedway, the finale of the racing series. And Mike Bagley is going to be there to call the action. Always good and fun for the show. Our show guest of the year, Bagman, checking in. Are you there, buddy? How you doing?
I am there, Zuder. What's going on, son?
Man, we are having fun on this show.
We're
just
letting
it all.
Can you hear me, Bagman?
We're letting it all fly. We're letting it all hang out. How's South Beach?
South Beach is fantastic, albeit a little wet at the moment.
Ooh.
We've got some showers that are moving through, but the good news is, I guess Mother Nature is doing a purge. She'll have her act together by tomorrow and Friday. May have a couple little scattered showers, but we are looking fantastic weather-wise for this weekend. Temperature, low 80s at night, around 70. Couldn't ask for more than that.
Sounds really great. Hey, it's the final race of the season. Is it me? Do you feel this way? Did the season go by really fast this year?
Yeah, and I think it seems like that they go by faster the more years we put on the calendar.
Yeah.
It used to be that, as a kid growing up, man, it's like you wouldn't even think about it. But now it's like, my God, it feels like we were just at Daytona in July, and now we're getting ready to shut the season down. These seasons go by faster and faster and faster, but I can't wait for this one, man. We're going to have a great weekend this weekend with the trucks on Friday, Xfinity Saturday, and, of course, the Cup Series on Sunday.
We'll get to that racing in a minute. You were mentioning another year of hotel rooms and rental cars kind of coming to an end. I heard you talking to Mike Wheeler, crew chief of the number 11 today, about rental cars. What was your question this morning? Do crew members have you ever had a rental car broken down on the road, and do the crew members get out and fix and repair the car?
Well, I actually know that that's happened in the Truck Series. I was curious about if any higher level guys in the Cup Series or the Xfinity Series had ever done that. And well, sometimes we know that things go askew with rental cars, and there was this one time in particular. I want to say it was Jack Sprague's team. Dennis Conner was the crew chief back in the day. Something was wrong with the rental car, so, well, Dennis got out and said, boys, let's take a look at it. Next thing you know, you got the hood up, the wheels off the car, the crew making it right, and they wanted to take it back, so they just made it as good as they could so they were able to return the car. Unfortunately, that's one of the only things. I mean, that's just one of the questions that popped into my head. It's like, wait a minute, you guys are mechanics. You work on these stock cars that are like made and purpose built for stock car racing. Well, what about if you're in a rental car and something goes wrong? What do? You call AAA, you work on it yourself.
As I was listening to you talk about that, the question that popped into my mind is, Bagman, how many rental cars have you destroyed over the years during the MRN season?
Let's be nice to our guest.
No, has it happened? I mean, what is your rental car stories? Come on, give it up.
All right, Tony, what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, we don't want to discuss getting stuck on a rock at Talladega on the way out, do we?
Unfortunate situation in Memphis, Tennessee, years ago. Matter of fact, I think I'm still blackballed from Avis for that one. But we digress. Let's just say we had to roll out the backup.
It's a really kind of a interesting story. We had a van back in the DEI days at Talladega, and another crew guy was following close, playing that game where you bump somebody.
Yeah.
And the guy in front actually had to really get on the brakes and dented in the back doors, but you bring an extra fabricator to Talladega, to make sure the cars are so good. They were able to take the dent out of the door, sand it, and actually paint it before we returned it to Avis. There's a million rental car stories. All right, Mike, let's break down some of the racing at Homestead. Let's fire through these. Truck Series kind of wide open going into the last few races, but since then, it's been the Johnny Sauter show. Would he be your favorite going into Homestead?
He is my favorite. He's going for his third win in a row. What a year for GMS Racing. Now, you've also got Matt Crafton in the fold. You've got, obviously, Austin Cindric in there. You got a mix of youth versus experience, and this is just a me thing, but anytime you give me a guy with a lot of experience that's been there before, that's done this before, or you give me the new guy, I'm going to take the guy that's been there before. I'm going to take the guy that has been through these paces, and quite frankly, let's not underestimate Johnny Sauter, and he has shown his displeasure with some of the younger drivers in that series.
Mm-hmm.
I would not want to be Austin Cindric on Friday night because there's at least 5 guys that are hacked off at him, and anything could happen at any moment. I would not be wanting to drive the number 19 Ford F-150 Friday night, but I will put my efforts, if I had to throw a couple shekels down, I'll put them down in the direction of Johnny Sauter.
We have seen karma kind of being out there this season with Matt Kenseth getting the win. It feels like everything's happening for a reason this year. So based on that, does karma owe William Byron a championship as we head into this Xfinity finale?
Well, that's what we discuss as broadcasters and as fans. You talk to these race car drivers, and they say, nobody owes you nothing. You got to go earn everything you have. But if you remember last year when William had the truck blow up at Phoenix and basically take him out of an opportunity to advance, I think this year he's in a better situation, and he's in a better frame of mind. And he's got a couple of brothers that are racing along with him, with Elliott Sadler and Justin Allgaier. I really like Williams' chances, but again, I'm going with the older guy, man. Elliott Sadler has put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this sport. He's been so close to winning a championship, probably got a handful of the times that he's been there, and has never done it. And I would love to see Elliott Sadler get his first ever championship. And let's be honest with you, win one for the old guys. Take these young guys to the woodshed and let the old guys rule for a day.
How about Cup? Who's taking home the very first Monster Energy Cup?
Well, this one is the most difficult because if you break it down, we'll start bottom up. I think it's safe to say that of the 4 drivers, the weakest in the performance department collectively over the year has been Brad Keselowski.
Mm-hmm.
He's won races. He's been up front at times, but compared to the other three, he's not been as competitive as they have. We've made such a huge deal about Toyota's dominance, Joe Gibbs Racing's dominance, Furniture Row, and what they've been able to accomplish this year. That leads you to the other end of the spectrum with Truex and Busch, and then that puts Kevin Harvick right in the middle. My gut tells me it's going to come down to a couple of Toyotas racing for the championship, but as you know, Tony and Kid, we never underestimate Kevin Harvick and his abilities.
Yeah.
He's won a championship at Homestead before, and I think that Kevin Harvick thrives in these type of situations. It's all going to come down to, I think, who can minimize mistakes and obviously maximize efforts on the racetrack. But I think there's a mental game that's attached to this, and I think Kevin Harvick is one of the key players when it comes to that.
Yeah, I'd like to see Keselowski, of course, but I agree. I think it's going to be Harvick. I really do.
Yeah, and Harvick's really, like Mike said, he's so good at getting into people's minds, though he's got some tough guys to break there. Like Kyle Busch doesn't really take that type of stuff, and Brad's probably one of the cerebral, smartest guys out there. He likes to play his own mind games, but we'll see if Kevin Harvick can be the closer once again. All right, Mike, it's your favorite time of the day. It's time to play the feud. We'll put you on hold when we come back. The category championships, 5 on, 5 off. It's next here on MRN Crew Call.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
MRN's Winged Nation on MAV TV.
Rico Abrams in the house. How are you?
Wow, this is great. Be on MRN, Winged Nation.
Brian Brown.
You guys do so much Winged Nation in general for our sport. It's awesome. You take us to the next level, and it's just awesome to have such a professional run show that is representing our sport, and something we're real proud of.
Greg Wilson's in the house.
Yeah, and thanks for what you guys do. And shout out to all you fans. You guys make our sport, and thank you.
Saturdays at 8:30 and 11:30 Eastern on MAV TV with Steve Post and Ashley Stremme.
Hey, Danica Patrick here. When I have friends and guests at the track who want to hear me drop pearls of wisdom during the race, I send them to Racing Electronics.
You all right back there?
I think so. I didn't, other than hitting a car, I didn't hit anything, but there's a tire down or something.
If you aren't listening to all the action live, you're missing out. Don't forget to rent a scanner or fan vision for the races. Go to racingelectronics.com to pre-rent for great discounts on your scanner and fan vision rentals.
Time now for Motor Racing Network's #1 game show. The game where MRN talent prove their mettle against the unshakable Kid Cruz to see if they've truly earned the right to sit atop the pit box or if they're simply a tool. It's 5 on, 5 off on MRN Crew Call.
It is time to play the game one final time for all of the Tostitos for the year's supply of turtle wax.
Oh, yeah.
Kid Cruz taking on Mike Bagley, but fans, make your holiday meal magnificent with mouthwatering Duroc ham or premium beef rib roast from Creekstone Farms. Use promo code MRNROAST on any holiday ham or roast purchase of $100 or more to get 15% off. That's promo code MRNROAST. MRN Roast at creekstonefarms.com. Good while supplies last. All right, one final time.
I would love to finish up the season with a win, but I feel kind of bad for my line of questioning that I threw toward the Bagman earlier. So I might just I might just rig it and let Bagman win.
Well, that's one way to take the pressure off.
Okay.
All right, the category is champions. Robbie Mays, 45 seconds on the clock.
All right.
Daryl will be keeping score. And Kid Cruz, your time starts right now. What year did Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay at the time, win his first professional world heavyweight title?
72.
How many World Series championships do the Los Angeles Dodgers have? They should have had an extra one, but
how many have they had?
How many have they had total?
8? I have no idea.
What was the truck number of NASCAR Hall of Famer Ron Hornaday Jr.'s last Truck Series championship?
Oh, son of a gun, man. What was he in? 30? 30. I don't know. I forgot.
Italy has won how many World Cup soccer championships? They just got shut out of one more.
5.
And how many chicken wings did Joey Chestnut eat in 12 minutes to win the World Wing Eating Championship and set a world record?
122.
122. All right.
Yeah, this is awful. I'm just going to get demolished.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Baggy. Are you with us, my man?
I am here, my friend.
This is a tough one. I got to be honest with you. It could go any way. We're going to put 45 seconds up on the clock. Hopefully I can read the questions a little quicker this time. Baggy, your time starts, brother, right now. What year did Muhammad Ali cash his clay at the time win his very first professional heavyweight title?
1963.
How many World Series championships do the Los Angeles Dodgers have?
3.
What was the truck number of NASCAR Hall of Famer Ron Hornaday Jr.'s last Truck Series championship?
33.
Italy has won how many World Cup soccer championships?
God. 10? I don't know.
And how many chicken wings did Joey Chestnut eat in 12 minutes to win the Wing Eating Championship and set a world record?
228.
How many could you knock down in 12 minutes?
229.
Think about that's a ton of chicken wings.
That's a lot of wings.
I bet I couldn't eat 20 in 12. I couldn't eat 10 in 12 minutes.
Oh, I'd feel horrible.
man.
Let's go to Hooters after this and find out.
There you go. Let's go to the tote board and see who has come across a winner in our very final 5 on 5 off presented by Creekstone Farms. Daryl Smith, producer extraordinaire, who nailed us the Jason Ratcliff interview.
Ladies and gentlemen, this thing went down to the wire.
Did it really? Are we
Yes,
going to have
it
a
did.
tiebreaker? I got a great tiebreaker question.
It's not a tiebreaker, but this came down to the final question.
All right, well, let's find out who got the win. What year did Muhammad Ali, who was actually Cassius Clay at the time, win his first professional world heavyweight title? Kid Cruz said.
72.
And Mike Bagley said.
63.
The correct answer?
1964.
1964.
Wow, nice,
Mike Bagley gets the first point of the day. The Houston Astros won the World Series championship this year. The Dodgers tried to add to their total. They did not. But how many world championships do the Dodgers have? Kid Cruz said.
8.
And Mike Bagley said.
3.
The correct answer?
6.
6.
Boom.
Kid Cruz with the point. We are tied at 1 apiece.
Obviously, he gets the next one.
What was the truck number of NASCAR Hall of Famer Ron Hornaday Jr.'s last Truck Series championship? Kid Cruz said.
30.
He was close. Mike Bagley said.
33.
He was on the money.
Yeah, I
33
was
was
like,
the winner.
30 something.
That was a trick question because I almost said 16 until I had to let the question go all the way out.
That was a Kevin Harvick Incorporated truck.
Yep.
I can't tell you who was it Longhorn or Smoky Ridge stuff? It doesn't
Smoky
matter.
Mountain Herbal Snuff.
You think was that who it was? All right.
That was one of them, I think.
2-1 Mike Bagley with the lead as we head into a World Cup soccer championship. The USA is out, Ireland is out, and Italy is out. I mean, those were 3 people that people thought would at least make it to the semis. So how many world championship has my home country of Italy won? Kid Cruz said.
5.
Mike Bagley said.
10.
It is not 10. The correct answer.
4.
4.
Boom.
Kid Cruz makes it 2-2, which means
I have to win this. I can't blow a Joey Chestnut question. He's going to take the belt back that he gave me.
we go to the final question of the day, which is how many chicken wings did Joey Chestnut, your buddy, Joey Chestnut, he gave you the belt?
Yep.
He gave you the look? How many did he eat in 12 minutes to win the Wing Eating Championship and set a new world record, one that he was previously held 2 times before? Kid Cruz said
122.
122 wings. Mike Bagley said that's nothing he ate.
228.
The correct answer was
205.
and Mike Bagley
Oh, no.
takes the championship in the final question. 228. Mike says he can eat 229. Bagman goes out a winner. It's emotional for me, Bagley. It's like Kenseth winning at Phoenix. It'll be like Junior winning at Homestead. The emotions have overrun me. How do you feel?
Well, quite frankly, I'm breathless. And you do not know how fulfilled I am that, if I'm not mistaken, I was the first guest on this show when we started at the beginning of the year, and I got owned by Kid Cruz. Now it is finally finally the just desserts have been served and revenge has been sought and gotten, I almost feel like, Denny Hamlin or Chase Elliott.
There you go. Sweet redemption for the Bagman.
Put me in the wall, man.
Hey, as always, we'll be listening to you on the Morning Drive, Sirius XM NASCAR Channel 90. We'll also be listening for you on the broadcast this weekend. Have fun down in Miami, my man.
We'll do it, boys. Thank you so much for having me.
There he is,
Thank
guest
you.
of the year, Mike Bagley. A show has come to the end. We got to thank everybody that's making it possible. Obviously, Creekstone Farms for their support,
Yep.
Hercules Tires, producer Daryl Smith, who goes out and gets those great guests. My man Robbie Hayes on the graphical keyboard. He's
Go
always
Clemson.
coming up with the great graphics. Appreciate everything, Robbie. To Robbie, who also is co-hosted. We had Tyler Burnett, who sat in.
Yeah.
Everybody that's made this possible, thank you so much. But we couldn't do it without you, the fans. Thanks for listening. As always, catch any back episodes, iTunes, MRN.com on demand, and our Facebook channel and YouTube as well. Have a great 2017. Enjoy the races from Homestead. MRN will have them all. Take care. We'll see you.
You've been listening to MRN Crew Call, presented by Hercules Tires. Stream us every Wednesday at noon on MRN.com or on the MRN app. MRN Crew Call is also available on demand in the MRN.com Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, or download it through iTunes or Google Play. MRN Crew Call is a production of the Motor Racing Network. Goodbye.